Gonna try a new type of video today, a rant video. I'm gonna rant about lane splitting, which you're seeing me do right now.
Say the word and we can run round the earth and around the sun. Say the word and we can stay. Say the word.
So this is unplanned, unscripted. I didn't write anything down for this. I just threw some videos in the linear editor, not linear editor, whatever. And just because I'm angry today, as you can see, I'm not going to edit out any of my little mistakes or problems or stuff like that. I just want to talk about lane splitting, which you're seeing me do right now. For some reason, this is a very controversial topic. I don't see why, except for people in cars suck or something. I don't know. It shouldn't be that controversial, but here we are. First things first, why do I lane split? Well, that's actually really, really simple. I hate traffic, okay? Traffic drives me utterly insane. But I know everybody's going to be there and they're like, well, I hate traffic too. Everybody hates traffic. No one likes traffic. And you're right, no one likes traffic. Traffic is a horrible thing to be stuck in, especially bumper to bumper when you can't do anything, which is why motorcycles come in. I think traffic tends to affect me a little bit more because I am not a car person. I've not really driven cars in my life. As you can see, I'm just not editing anything right now. Cars have been this thing that, for the most part, everybody else drives, but I just sit in the passenger seat and I don't pay attention. It's going to sound weird, but I am terrified of driving a car, which is really weird considering I love riding motorcycles. I know, it's really weird. That's a different video. And motorcycles are a godsend for dealing with traffic. It's because of lane splitting and filtering. Alright, I'm going to define something, or these things, real quick. Lane filtering is when all the cars are stopped, like at a stoplight, and the motorcycle rides between the cars to filter up to the front. Lane splitting is like on the freeway, what I'm doing right now. All the cars are moving and I'm riding in between them. Regardless of whatever definition you've heard, that's the one that we're going with now, okay? Okay, so let's go back to why. Why? Well, first off, the obvious thing that you can see right here, I'm getting through traffic a lot faster than anybody else is right now. Fucking semi. One of the biggest lessons that I've learned is that a motorcycle moves through traffic, not with it. You don't want to be sitting in traffic on a motorcycle. You're not a car, you don't have a cage, you're not supposed to do that. And the fact that most people don't see that is actually kind of weird. One of the really big advantages of a motorcycle is that you're really tiny. You can split through things. On a research level, it is suggested that lane splitting is in fact safer. And I understand why after riding motorcycles for years and years. And I prefer safety. You saw at the beginning of the video, I was wearing a high-vis jacket and everything. When my girlfriend is on the back of the bike, especially, I'm going to filter and lane split as much as possible because of the safety factors involved. Especially when a few months ago, a Tesla on autopilot ran over and killed a motorcyclist just a county over from where I live. I would rather my girlfriend, hopefully this never happens, bounce off the side of a car instead of getting crushed by a giant SUV that rear-ended us. And the next question anyone is going to ask is probably, well, is it legal? What about the legalities? And frankly, I don't care. There are laws on the books in other states and places where wearing ear protection, including earplugs, on a motorcycle is illegal. And I'm certainly not going to listen to that bullshit either. Studies have shown that lane splitting is safer, so that is the choice that I'm going to make, regardless of legality. If a rule of the road is going to put my safety in jeopardy, and it doesn't hurt anyone else by me doing it, I'm going to ignore that rule of the road, plain and simple. The next big factor here is getting places quicker and more happily. I can cut a lot of time off of a commute by splitting, and that makes me happier, because sitting in traffic really sucks. I'll be honest, traffic is mentally taxing. It's just infuriating to be in. Every moment is, when is this gonna stop? When are we gonna get out of this? And the salvation of that is just start splitting through the cars. Eventually it'll start thinning out, everybody else is behind you, and I'm just gonna keep on going. I don't want to sit in traffic. I just can't tolerate it anymore. It is actively damaging to my mental health. I just don't think I can handle driving a car anymore in its entirety. If I have to sit in traffic, I will lose my fucking mind. It's just soul crushing, and I can't do it anymore. I've been splitting for years. I've had lots of experience doing this, and this is one of those things where it's kind of like Pandora's box. You open it, you can't go back. Pandora's box probably not the best analogy for this. You get a taste of a better life, and you're always going to try to go back to it, right? And following that, in terms of traffic, if we had a lot more people split on motorcycles or choose motorcycles over cars, there would also just be a lot less traffic. The road can hold only so many cars, and, well, if you really want to expand things without building any more infrastructure, let the motorcycle split. I think this is one thing that a lot of urbanists kind of fail to recognize is the helpfulness of motorcycles, because motorcycles are a change we can make today. Make lane splitting legal across the United States as part of the federal rules of the road or something like that, and it changes a lot of things. The more people who take up bikes, and this will incentivize them to take up a bike, means less cars on the road, which means less traffic, which means better for everybody. I have a funny little saying for this. Car fat, bike small. I'm splitting, fuck you all. If you're sitting there asking, well, how do I start lane splitting and filtering? How do I gain experience doing this? I will make a follow-up video to this eventually about how to start filtering and splitting. But for now, anyone who wants to try it, I encourage you to do so very carefully, because we need more people doing this. If you are a motorcyclist, please start lane splitting and filtering. It is important that we make this change as motorcyclists. Make it so socially common that it just becomes normal. Normalize it, because that's how we get it legalized everywhere. It's legal in so many other countries, and they don't have magically more motorcycle accidents than we do. If it gets to the point where if you own a motorcycle and someone sees you on the road, they expect you to filter, that's great for everyone. A car driver's attitude should be, you're on a bike, why aren't you filtering? Why aren't you splitting? Get out of our fucking way, go! That's how everybody should think about lane splitting and filtering. It should just be a simple accepted fact of riding a motorcycle. If you ride a motorcycle, you'll be expected to split and filter. It should be that simple. I simply have not seen enough evidence to convince me otherwise, especially through my own experience, which I know anecdotes aren't reliable, but there's just not been enough evidence presented to show that lane splitting and filtering is just too dangerous for motorcycles to do. In fact, the evidence just shows the opposite, that it's safer for us to filter and lane split, and it causes less deaths and accidents. If you are a motorcyclist and you ride a motorcycle that is capable of filtering and lane splitting, please do so. Even just for the sheer utility of it. Do you want to make your commute shorter? Of course you do. I'm a very avid supporter of lane splitting and filtering. It can make a lot of changes for good. It just makes motorcycling that much more enjoyable and attractive, and utility of motorcycles is something that I think people really underlook. They're not just pleasure vehicles, they're not just toys, they can be of real use to society. That and lane splitting and filtering is being legalized in some form or another across the United States. More and more states are adopting laws for it, and that's a great thing. So help out, help make things better, help normalize this, make things better for us all. Alright, that's my rant, that's me bullshitting into a microphone for 10 minutes or whatever. Tell me if you like the video, or if you like this format, maybe I'll do more of them, something or another. Leave your comments below, I respond to all of them. Blah blah blah, outro, YouTube crap. Thanks for watching. I will see you later. Start lane splitting.